Okay, so I want to take you through the whole process of how you start with the weekly test and then also how you proceed after you've done the test. What is there for you to use? So we'll start with going to the website www.xvc.co.za, and then from there you go down until you see the real weekly tests, and then just below that there's a blue line that says click here to start your weekly diagnostic baseline test. So that's what you always do. Every Monday morning at 8 o'clock the tests go open, and you can go there and you've got the whole week to do the specific test. And then it opens with a new screen that says the XVC Teaching Ecosystem, and you've got a choice between free and subscriber. We are obviously looking now at the subscriber version because that is where you can use the resources in the report. The free version also gets the reports, but they can't use any of those resources. So you'll go to subscriber access and then you choose a grade. So let's just choose something in the middle. Let's take grade 8 and then English, and then you'll see all the tests from the previous weeks are listed there. Currently there are only 2 tests, 2 weeks. We're into next week, we'll start week 3. So let's say for instance we want to do week 2, so you click on that. Then it will ask you to log in to Moodle. So you just basically log in with your username and your password, and then sometimes what happens is as you log in to Moodle, or if you click on a link to go to Moodle, you're not logged in yet for the day, it will take you to the dashboard. So this is what you'll see when you get a line on the screen that says you are already logged in or something. You click on cancel. So all you do is you go back to the website, leave that screen, just leave it. Go back to the website and again click to do the test, and we'll go through the whole process again. Grade 8 English week 2. This time it will take you through to the correct place, the exact right place in Moodle. Then you'll click on the attempt quiz button and you can then actually start the test. So typically in this one there are 3 questions. So I'm going to take this first one and deliberately get it wrong. So let's say I'm going to say it's 200 plus 2, but then I don't know what's going on after that. It looks like it's an expanded notation, but I've got no idea what to do further, so I'm just going to leave it. I don't know what to do next. This is something that I just can't understand, so I go to the next question. Which law of numbers is demonstrated in the following operations? It looks like it might be the distributive law, so I'm going to choose that one. And then the next question. Then it says, which of the following does not show the distributive properties? So maybe it's this one, I don't know. With the variables, don't really understand variables very well, so I'm going to choose that one and say that doesn't look right. And then I finish my attempt. And what happens once you finish, it's like handing in your paper in school. First of all, you write your test, you finish, you put your pen down, and then before you actually hand the paper in, you've still got an opportunity to go back and change something. So you can return to attempt, say, okay, I want to re-look at that one question, I think I may understand it better now, or whatever the case might be. Or you just click on submit all and finish twice, and then you'll get your result on the screen. So you'll see there's my result. I've got 2 out of 7 or 28.57% for this test. So obviously this is distressing. Only 29% for my maths test. Ooh, it doesn't really look good. So let me go and see what I did wrong. And you'll see the system, the Moodle system actually tells you exactly where you got wrong. That I know, the first one, because I didn't fill anything in there. And then the second one, okay, but I said that is the distributive law, and now it seems like it is not the distributive law. And this is where the report comes in. But for now, let's just say you want to dig a little bit deeper. You go to click here to see the report, and this is what opens. Report on the topic, the associative law. So it gives you the question description, gives you the required background, what did you need to know in order to do that question, and you'll see there the laws and properties of numbers, which immediately tells you there's a gap. The laws and properties of numbers are not in place because you didn't understand what goes on there. And then this is the first of the resources that you can now use, the suggested OTS tutor prompts. So you click on there and you'll see there's an example prompt, but there are many more than that. This is just an example prompt which I give you. You can simply copy into the OTS tutor and say, do it for me. So when you get to the page where you now want to be to find out what you did wrong in the specific question, it's important to hear what I'm saying. I spent some time creating prompts for you. You can use these prompts as is. You copy them into the OTS tutor and then you go through the motions of your discussion, your conversation with the over-the-shoulder tutor. That's an AI conversation that you will have, and the AI tutor is trained to help you. If you, as part of your conversation, have your own questions, ask them. It's designed to help you, to answer your questions. So what you'll do is, we know that we are working on the grade 8 paper, we know that we are still in week 2 of term 1, so you just go to grade 8 term 1, then obviously you go to week 2, properties of numbers, associative property, distributive property, and commutative property, and you'll see there the first prompt. Explain to me how I can know which law of numbers is used when the question states 3 brackets 2 plus 4. How do you know? Maybe that is the question that you want to see, maybe that isn't. You can scroll down. There's another one, and another question. Explain the differences between the associative, commutative, and distributive properties of numbers. Now that is the one that we'll probably use for now, because that is where the mistake came in. We didn't get it right in the test, but I just want to show you something with the first question there. If you look at the fact that the numbers are looking slightly different, it's because of the fact that I'm using a specific coding language to write numbers and square roots and brackets and all of these things. If you want to copy that prompt by yourself, you need to read or duplicate what I used to write that, or alternatively you just have to use your normal keyboard, which is fine for numbers like that and brackets. But how will you retype square roots and exponents and fractions and so forth? So when you click on that button that says copy prompt, I've included in that for you all the code. You can literally just copy prompt, open the over-the-shoulder tutor and paste. It's as easy as that. I'll show it to you in a moment. So let's go to that question. Explain the differences between the associative, commutative, and distributive properties of numbers. Copy prompt and launch the over-the-shoulder tutor. And then we chat to the AI tutor. Okay, so there we are. And I just simply say Control V or paste. There's my question. Type enter, and there it is. So now you'll see the AI agent is starting to think. It's now going to take me through a conversation to explain the differences between the 3 laws. Okay, so first question, just confirming that I'm talking to it in English and that I am on caps, so I can just say yes. Okay, and there's just a reminder that please, once you finish with the conversation, fill out the feedback form so that we can get information from you. You know, it's important to know what you think. Did it answer your questions? Did it hallucinate? All these things is important so that I can fix whatever might be wrong in the initial conversation that you have with it. Yes, it is okay with me. I'll fill in the form. And then it says, let's start by explaining the differences between the associative, commutative, and distributive properties of numbers. And it goes through. And then it says, would you like to see an example? So you can say yes, you can say no, you can say I don't understand what you said, you know, whatever. You can literally have a conversation with this thing so that it actually helps you to get the concept and the comprehension and everything right. It's very important that you understand how powerful this AI tutor can be, because it is really a conversation. You can ask it, you can stop it, you can say please explain it again, or please explain it in a different way. Okay, so right at the end, I've just finished the conversation. It brings up that feedback form. You can click there, and please, it's important, give me feedback. What did you think of the conversation? But then, look there, it says, are you ready, or do you want to do some practice questions? And if you want to get questions along the same line of what you originally asked, you can just ask it there. It will think of new questions. Until you stop, it will think of questions to help you reinforce what you guys have just discussed in the conversation so that you can practice it right there and then. And that's a very powerful feature of the over-the-shoulder tutor. So I'm just going back then to the report. We've now looked at that suggested OTS tutor prompts. The next piece of the paragraph or the next part of the report is the question bank. So this is like an example that you can see of what it looks like when you get to the question bank. That's a specific question from a past paper. So you can click on download image. It downloads it onto your device. You go to the OTS tutor and you paste and then say, please explain to me how to do this question. So you get a tutor that explains that question from a typical past paper to you, and then where applicable, where I can, I also include some more prompts for you, which you can then use. And again, if you click there, it will take you through to that same page on Moodle, where you can then download the other types of prompts. So you can have a long conversation with the OTS tutor on the questions that I provide for you up front, as well as past questions or questions from past papers that you can now work through. Learn what is going on with the concept that you got wrong in the test. That's the important distinction. You wrote the test, you got something wrong because obviously there's something missing. Now we address that in this report. And then we take a look at the video memorandums. So like I said, I'm going to work towards getting a specific video memorandum for the specific question in the original test that you can watch before you do any of this. You can watch the video memorandum and say, oh, okay, now I get it. Now I see what I got wrong, and you can move on. All I'm showing you here in this report is more of that. It's more resources, more things that you can use if you still don't feel confident with that. Like for instance, having all these various discussions with the OTS tutor, going to the question bank, working through past paper questions on similar topics until you understand it very, very well. But then there is also another section of video memorandums. So if you click there, you'll see that it gives you all these videos on the right hand side. Those are all videos of specific questions. And I, for instance, say there, IDs that you can search 622. So when you go to there, you can just simply go to the top and say, there it tells you, type Control F. So you type Control and F or find on your phone, and you say the ID that we got there, 622. It takes you to that immediately. You click on the play button, and there's a video that will explain everything that you see on the thumbnail. It's a specific video, and sometimes there are lots of these videos available that you can work through or do a couple. It's up to you. You decide how you want to use these resources. So let's go back to the report. Then we have the pedagogical focus. That's not really important for any student. It's too technical, but that's for educators or people who want to know. What is the pedagogy of the original question that I asked? What is the didactics of that question? And then there's the e-tutor. So if, this is important, if after everything, you tried the OTS tutor, you looked at the video memorandums, you looked at the past papers question bank, and you went through all of them, and you still don't understand something. Let's say you've got your own question on the same type of topic. You can now do my original question in the test and get it right, but for some reason there's a question that you got from homework or something that you still don't understand. You just go to the e-tutor and you come through to me. I am your e-tutor. And you come and have a conversation with me on WhatsApp and say, here's my question, I still don't understand. But please try and do all the others first. Remember, the over-the-shoulder tutor is trained to be me, to be like me. It's trained to do that. And yes, it will make mistakes, but it's generally very cooperative in the way I would have done. But it is available 24/7, 365, over and over and over and over again, where I, as a human, cannot be. So I am your human tutor fallback. Look there, direct linked to a real human tutor. So if everything, all the technology fails, you can come to me as a real human tutor. I'm your human tutor fallback when everything else fails, and you can come and ask. But just try and use all the technology and the resources first. That's just very important. So this is the report. Now, once you've done as much as you can, as much as you want, you go back to the test and you have to redo it. You must get full marks there. The report that goes to your parents every week will indicate how many times did it take you to do this test until you got full marks. And you have to redo and redo and redo until you get full marks. Very important that you get you understand what I'm saying there. You have to get full marks. So you just simply go back. So you click there, grade 8 in English and week 2 start test, and then it will have a button that says reattempt quiz. Okay, that's as easy as that. You reattempt the quiz and off you go. And if you want to review the previous versions of the test that you did so that you can maybe get the report again, you just click there where it says review, and that will then take you through to the previous version of the test that you've done. you'll see there at the top, it will actually have where it says state. It will say 1, 2, 3, 4, how many times you had to do the test. But you can just go back and say, okay, I want to do this one again. I want to see the report. I've closed it down in the meantime. So I just want to go back to the report and see. I remember something, or I asked the OTS tutor something, or that I want to watch now. You just click there and it opens the report again for you. Okay, and then last thing, once you're done with all of this, please rate it. You can see there, just decide how many stars this whole process is worth to you. Give us a rating of out of 5 stars. You can copy that link and put it out there on various platforms.